Hello and welcome to another PicoCTF challenge, and we're in Kali Linux, and I just want to show you this sweet background because nothing says I'm an elite hacker quite like that dragon. We're in Kali is one of the hints actually calls for using burp suite, which is an interceptor. So it says find the flag being held on this server to get ahead of the competition. And we're presented with a website. We seem to have two buttons that we can hit. Boy, this website's going really slow. Okay, it just seems to alternate. So let's look at the page source first. Want to see if anything stands out. And not really. We have two different forms that are possible. Both seem to be going against index.php. They have different methods, so that's one thing. They have different values, choose red, choose blue. But I don't see too much, so maybe we could try sending a weird value, like choose purple, and see what happens. So that's one thing we could look at. And also look at what's coming across the network right now. So what sources do we get? We just get the index.php that we looked at. So what I'm going to do is I am going to open burp suite, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what that is. So it's a way of intercepting calls as they go out, and then you can modify them, you can repeat them, you can make changes, you can do all kinds of great stuff. So I'm starting burp here, and we're interested in proxy. That's going to put this in between us and the server that we're making the call to. So from our browser, we'll reach out to this guy, but what's actually going to happen is burp's going to get in the middle. And to do that, we need to open this browser that's specially instrumented by burp. We're going to hit our page, and we can see we have this intercept. Intercept is on, which means we're always going to get prompted, and we can choose to forward the traffic or drop it. If we drop it, then it doesn't go to its ultimate destination. If we forward it, it will. So let's go ahead and forward it, and we're presented with our web page. So I'm going to turn intercept off because I don't want it to keep prompting us, and I'm going to just generate some traffic, and then we're going to take a look at it. So we have an HTTP history of the different requests we made. So we've got the post and we've got the get. And I'm going to send, well, first I'm going to look at both of them. And we'll look at the response headers. Those look perfectly normal. So do our request headers. We can see what we're doing. We're doing a get, which is an HTTP method for the index. And we're going against this host. And the rest is all pretty standard stuff. And then we're getting the web page that we inspected before. And we seem to be getting pretty much the exact same thing for the post. See, now we're using the post. And for the get. The only difference being we get a background color change. So one of the things that I do see changing beyond the background color, though, is I see the HTTP method. So let's send this to repeater, which is how we repeat requests. And now we can make any changes we want. So let's try post value. Let's try a different HTTP method. So if you remember, the title of this challenge was get ahead. And we've seen get, we've seen post. And if we search HTTP methods, and we look at the documentation, so what these are is, it's a way of telling the person you're interacting with kind of what you're trying to do. Am I trying to get something? Am I trying to put something on your server, meaning trying to send you values? Am I trying to post it, which is very similar to put? And then we see there's also head. And this is identical to a get request, but without the response body coming back. Or maybe being sent, I'm not sure. And you can see there are others, like delete, connect, options. These are a lot less frequent than get and post. That tends to be the majority of use cases. These other ones are kind of antiquated. So let's see what happens when we go back into burp and we change this to head, and then we send it across. We get the flag, PicoCTF, reject the duality. And I'm going to show you one additional way that you could do this, because burp is nice, but it's also nice to have kind of general tools that you can use. And curl is a fantastic tool. All right, I solved it correctly again. Curl is a fantastic tool that you'll use a lot in all likelihood. So what you can see here is, I already did this, but let's explain what it's doing. Curl -x, then I auto-completed the rest. So the -x indicates what HTTP method we want to use. So for example, if I change this to a get or a post, we'll get the HTTP that we've been looking at before, which wasn't all that interesting with a red background. But if I change this, for example, to head, I got an error. And I read what the warning was, and I'll be honest, I didn't know this or understand it, but when the documentation tells you to do something, yeah, give it a shot and see what happens. So it's recommending I use this other argument, and I do it, and the head request works, and we get our flag. Thanks. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Bye.